It's going to be part 2 of UCR's 10 most disappointing albums. It was a list of 100. Part 1 was 10 bands. This is going to be another 10 bands. Some say these albums from some of the biggest acts out there let us down. Come in and see if I agree or disagree with the list. Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you had a great morning this morning. It is Thursday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. No, this is not the same shirt. I had a caller yesterday, so no. He's wearing the same shirt. As I said, I did part 1 a couple of days ago of UCR's 10 most disappointing albums. Again, it was a list of 100. And I'm trying to do that picture-in-picture thing, and I hope I could see it on the screen and just scroll through. I'll figure that out. I'm working on it. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get it. Anyway, are these albums the worst from this band's discographies or not? Let's come in and have a look. Anyway, cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. It's a coffee kind of day. My intro's all screwed up. Cheers. So, starting off, these are in no particular order. So this is, again, at a time, a band's most disappointing album. It's not always the band's worst record. Sometimes they get to a point of creativity where they've put everything into the past albums and they just don't have any steam to continue. Or maybe a band member dies or leaves the band, and that changes the atmosphere of the band, the aesthetics of the band. A different player comes in with different skills, different mindsets, and everything else. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And these are some big bands I'm going to be talking about here. So let's come in and have a look. The first off, and I have to agree with this one. This is a disappointing album for sure. Right at the peak where the band isn't really getting along and they're becoming a poppy, sappy band. This is Styx Cornerstone, 1979. Their first couple of albums were really, really proggy and hard, actually. James Young was the lead singer, actually. Dennis DeYoung was kind of in the background, sang a few songs, but and then it just changed. There's some great stuff out there, but you're talking Babe. It's not a great album. I think it should be on this list for sure. Their latest 3 are fantastic. Their latest 3 albums are fantastic. Especially Crash of the Crown. It's just spectacular. But Cornerstone, no, it definitely should be on this list. Gaucho, from Steely Dan, 1980 release, I don't think this one should be on the band at all. What did they say? They say Steely Dan had nowhere to go after their career-making turn from Asia, 1977's Asia. They took a few years to complete a follow-up, which is Gaucho. I think Gaucho is a fantastic, fantastic album. I don't think it should be on this list. I don't think Steely Dan should be on this list. That's just my opinion. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Soul to Soul. Stevie Ray was amazing. He was at the point where he was getting clean. It may be not as great as his earlier albums, but I don't think it's the worst album. I can't remember if it's his last album or not. I just can't remember. It's been so long. Soul to Soul, 1985. God rest his soul. Stevie Ray. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan with Jeff Beck and Jeff Healey way back when Maple Leaf Gardens was still going on in Toronto. Fantastic, fantastic concert. Three amazing guitarists. Stevie Ray with that big boa. Yeah, Jeff Beck made his guitarists just sing. And Jeff Healey, of course. If you don't know Jeff Healey, a blind guitarist who Stevie Ray Vaughan actually discovered. And Jeff Healey and was really the only one that could keep up and play as well as Stevie Ray. Just amazing player. This one definitely should be on this list. Van Halen 3. Gary Cherone, unfortunately, he was put into this role. I don't think he should have been part of that. He does not fit with the Van Halen brothers. David Lee Roth, when he heard the song from Van Halen 3, reported saying it sounded like hot water being poured on a cat. Well, unfortunately, Dave, you sound like that too these days. But yeah, I don't even own, and probably would never own, Van Halen 3, 1998. Next is Yes, Tormato, 1978. What's it say here? Yes appeared to have momentum after a reunion with Rick Wakeman, producing Going for the One. But these sessions were troubled from the first. The band couldn't decide on the direction. And then the result was a muddy, unfocused mess in Tormato. Wakeman would leave again, and so did John Anderson. Tormato's not the greatest album. It probably should be on this list as maybe one of their. I don't want to say it's the worst album, because this is what this list is all about. But it should be. It should be on this list. Recycler from ZZ Top, 1990. Yeah, this one should be on this one for sure. You know, it's it's not ZZ Top. It's all synthesizers. There's a couple of good tracks on here, but it's nowhere near El Loco, their earlier stuff. Anything before Eliminator. Yeah, it should be on this list for sure. Face Dances, yeah, this one should be on this list. It says, many, including Roger Daltrey, have blamed the failures of this first album after Keen Moon's death on the more conservative playing style of Kenny Jones, who was with the Faces. Nowhere near Keith Moon's style. So maybe that had something to do with it. As I said in the intro, when a band member leaves or dies, the band's atmosphere changes. This is the case with Face Dances for sure. Yeah, not the greatest album. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It, 1983. Should anything from Joe Walsh be on this list? I don't know. It may be his least favored, or maybe, I don't want to say worst, because Joe Walsh puts out awesome stuff. But what does it say here? It says, arriving after Joe Walsh's solo chart success with Life of Illusion, and a few notable contributions from his bandmates from the Eagles, this might have worked. But it says here, if Joe Walsh hadn't spent almost the entire time trying to be the clown prince of rock. He was a drinker back in the day for sure. I don't know I can't say whether it should be on here or not. Hold Your Fire by Rush, 1987. Yeah, there was a period where they put out a couple of albums that just aren't where they should be. A lot of synthesizers on here. It's nowhere near the earlier stuff. It's Presto was the better album in 1989, more guitar oriented. That's what they were missing in this period of synthesizers, was the guitar. Alex Lifeson was kind of set back, which is unfortunate. So Hold Your Fire should be on this list, I feel. But this last one and next one should not be. Goat's Head Soup, 1973. Why is this on the worst album list? So let's see what these guys say. They've made worst albums, to be sure, but none could match this one for sheer drop-off quality. It's still stunning how quickly the Stones slipped into lazy descendants, ending a period of brilliance dating back to 1968's Beggar's Banquet. Goat's Head Soup is a fantastic album. Like, who are these? I don't understand these guys. There's definitely worse albums out there. Definitely worse albums than Goat's Head Soup. I don't understand this list. I really don't understand this list. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Any other albums that you can think of that's their worst albums from great bands. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.